Welcome to the Burnham Brief, where the news is always interesting and everybody makes it out alive. I'm Danny Burnham, bringing you fascinating news stories from around the world and from here in my hometown sometimes, minus so much doom and gloom. Right from the top, we're going to talk about President Trump. Donald Trump was diagnosed with a common vein condition after leg swelling. President Donald Trump has been diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency. The venous word got us in pre-production also. Venous insufficiency following medical tests prompted by swelling in his lower legs. The White House announced on Thursday. That's today as we're recording. You may watch this later on. Doctors say the condition, which is a failure of the veins in the legs to efficiently return blood to the heart, was confirmed after Trump, who is 79 years old, reported mild swelling. Diagnostic ultrasound showed no evidence of more serious problems such as deep vein thrombosis or heart disease, and all other tests were reported as normal. White House officials described chronic venous insufficiency as benign and common, particularly in older adults. Trump remains in excellent health, that's air quotes around that for those of you that are watching, and is not experiencing any pain from the condition, according to his medical team. Bruising on Trump's hand was attributed to frequent handshakes and routine aspirin use. You ever shaken somebody's hand so hard it bruised you? The president continues to perform his duties without limitation, and doctors recommended standard management approaches, such as wearing compression socks and regular leg elevation. Chronic venous insufficiency affects about 1 in 20 adults, with risk increasing with age, and Donald Trump is 79 years old. In tech news, Sky Dweller drone sets new standard for perpetual flight. We're talking about perpetual flight. The Sky Dweller Aero drone has achieved a milestone in aviation with its recent series of successful autonomous flight tests, demonstrating what experts call a new era of perpetual solar-powered flight. The Oklahoma-based company completed flights lasting up to 22 and a half hours without refueling, using purely solar energy captured by over 17,000 cells across its massive 236-foot wingspan. Weighing 5,620 pounds and capable of carrying a significant payload, the unscrewed Sky Dweller, uncrewed, it's a typo, uncrewed Sky Dweller drone is designed for ultra-long missions from maritime patrol and aerospace monitoring to disaster response and communications relay. Company leaders say these are groundbreaking tests and are conducted from Mississippi's Stennis International Airport that validate their aim to keep drones airborne for weeks or even months, far exceeding the endurance of a traditional unmanned aircraft. Engineers are targeting future flights measured in months, with advances in solar, battery, and ultra-lightweight materials making the possibility of perpetual flight a reality. The technology promises new ways to monitor global seas, provide airborne internet, and conduct surveillance of scientific study without the emission, downtime, or cost of conventional aircraft. As CEO Dr. Robert Miller put it, we are redefining what's possible in aerospace and pushing the boundaries of uncrewed, solar-powered flight. This marks a new era for autonomous aviation and practical perpetual flight, end quote. Tango, you're not old enough to remember this, but I saw Terminator 2 in the theaters. Moving right along. Explosive devices were safely detonated in Floyd County, Georgia. We're always in the news for some craziness. Authorities in Floyd County, Georgia carried out a series of controlled detonations yesterday after discovering multiple homemade explosive devices at a residence near Rome. Law enforcement found at least 10 devices at the home of Stephen Milton Gray, 64, of Floyd County, following an investigation earlier this week. Bomb squad technicians worked for hours to safely destroy the unstable materials, with powerful blasts echoing across neighborhoods such as Lindale Mill, Eden Valley, and Twickenham. Residents reported feeling their homes shake and hearing loud noises, prompting a spike of emergency calls, in spite of the fact that the police told us we were doing that anyway. Officials quickly confirmed that the detonations were intentionally part of a public safety operation. No injuries or significant damage were reported, and authorities stressed that there were no lingering danger to the community. Gray faces multiple charges, including possession of explosive devices and a firearm during the commission of a crime. The investigation remains active, and police urge the public to report any suspicious items. Officials emphasized the swift and precautionary action taken was necessary to protect local residents, with further updates promised as more information becomes available. The two men were charged after police found explosives, leading to, that's the next headline from the thing. Anyway, moving right along. We'll get more lighthearted with this one. It's going to be fun. I promise. Shane Gillis sparks a big reaction as the host of the 2025 ESPYs. Comedian Shane Gillis made headlines, and he's doing it again right now, as the host of the 2025 ESPY Awards, opening the event with a bold and often polarizing monologue at Los Angeles' Dolby Theater. Gillis, who is best known for his world-class stand-up and the series Tires, did not shy away from edgy material. His jokes touched on high-profile sports figures and celebrities, but it was his remarks about WNBA star Caitlin Clark that drew the most attention, prompting a mix of groans and laughter from the audience. The joke sparked significant backlash online, with many criticizing the joke as crossing the line, while others defended it as typical ESPYs roast humor. Clark, who was not present due to a concurrent game, had just won the award for Best WNBA Player. Gillis' hosting style and remarks were a topic of debate among celebrities and fans, with reactions ranging from amused to uncomfortable. They were uncomfortable. If you saw it, they were uncomfortable. The night saw several other roasts and shout-outs, but the response to Gillis' hosting was notably divided, both in the room and across social media. Despite the hurt feelings, the ESPYs celebrated major athletic achievements and raised awareness for the V Foundation for Cancer Research, continuing a tradition that blends humor and sports for a good cause. Look, anybody that's offended by a comedian in 2025 is probably just softer than wet toilet paper. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Burnham Brief. God bless you. See you next time.